best in the world. Reece James never been that. And we can say, you know, if, buts, and maybe, yeah. I only have to finish that phrase, yeah. We all know that the geezer's injured 90% of the time, and that's my biggest issue with Reece James.
Yeah.
Do I think he would be one of the best right backs if he stayed fit? Yes. Yes. Do I think he's a better player than Trent? No.
Alex, what you got to say?
Because you just got hypotheticals
I've,
like,
I've,
oh,
I've, I've had, I've had,
hypothetically,
I've had,
he'd
I've had
ball
my
out
say.
like
I've had my
Trent
say.
balled out.
Alex, what's Trent got over Reece James, or what's Reece James got over Trent? Before we wrap,
I think I think he's got an eye for a pass, a smidgen bit of an eye for a pass, but I think Reece James has got
He's a better
he
one-on-one defender. That's it.
no, he's good going forward. He's strong. He's aggressive. Like he has got a good shot on him. He's scored some good goals.
mm.
He has scored some good goals.
Bro,
Um,
I'm convinced, man.
I,
You ain't got to
I,
tell me. You ain't
I,
got to
I
tell
know,
me. I'm
Bro, I
convinced.
know he scored good goals, but we're talking
and
about Trent.
he's more of a leader on the pitch. Like the players are more likely to listen to him than they are to listen to Trent. If I'm being honest, if
You're
I'm looking
talking about
at
Trent
someone,
for England. You're not talking about Trent for Liverpool.
if I'm talking about someone, if I'm gonna look towards, I'm looking towards Reece.
Mm.
So if I was to give you an example, I think it was last season when he was playing Tottenham and he played in midfield at this point in time. We're trying to get back into the game. And he scores that banger from outside the box. That's what Trent does. Trent is that guy for Liverpool, which is why we rate him that highly. He is very influential. There's a reason why when he's on the pitch, he sees so much of the ball and why he's attempting all of these like Hollywood passes, round the corner passes, flicks, blah blah blah. The geezer is world class. I'm telling you now, Trent is a world class footballer. Reece
No, I
James
just, I
is a
just think
very good right
I've
back.
I think he's given that sort of freedom to play how he wants to play,
I
and
don't think he's
I
given
feel,
that
I feel
freedom.
like I feel like managers have to give their players that sort of freedom.
Yeah.
I think
It's not okay.
footballers
Put it
are,
this way. Put it this way. Yeah. Let's say because for Liverpool, we've had other players who are far more defensively sound that can run up and down the wing, yeah, and play right back. There's a reason why he got into the team and commanded that position. Yeah, there's a reason why Pep Linders was like, "Listen, you can take my wages if he flops, if the inversion flops," and it didn't flop. Yeah, there's a reason why they have that much faith in him. It's not that they made freedom for him to be able to work and do X, Y, and Z. He was just that good when he came on against Man United and he was that good in that game, we were like, whoa, who's this kid? Yeah. There was no plan to fit him into any system or whatever. He was just so good at what he was doing. They were like, okay, I need to continue letting him do that as much as possible. That's all that happened.
but then you could say the same about quite a fair few young players that have done that. Reece Oxford did that for Arsenal,
Any any
Yeah,
top
and
and
any
then
top
and he's
young
at
player,
Augsburg. He's at Augsburg.
any top young player that changes the manager's plans and style to fit them in so that they can do a thing more often, yeah, is a top class player. They're no longer a young player. They're a top class player. They're able to dictate games, grab the game by the scruff of the neck, bail you out, assist.
Mm.
If any young player does that, you cannot rate them as just any. You can't even you
all
can't
right,
even
cool.
you can't even talk about them as you would a normal young player.
All right,
That geezer is now a player.
I
what about
think
Bobby
Trent's a good
Duncan?
footballer,
What
but
about
he's not
Bobby
better than Reece
Duncan?
James. So
What
that's where the
about Bobby
argument
Duncan?
stops.
What about Bobby Duncan? We got to talk about him
Bobby
if we're
Duncan.
if we're
Yeah.
if we're going to talk about someone that's come in and done and had an amazing debut and then has gone on to do bits and bobs in certain games and been aggressive. We have to talk about Bobby Duncan then. Is
Any
he going to be their next Trent? Is he the next Trent?
Bobby Duncan.
Mm.
He ain't had no start like Trent has. Do you mean Conor Bradley?
Yeah, sorry, Colin Bradley, my
Okay,
bad.
Conor Bradley, in my opinion, is going to be Liverpool's right back eventually. Going to be. I kind of see Trent going into in midfield. That's just my opinion. But I
He'll
rate
be
Conor
he'll
Bradley
be in trouble. He'll be in
highly.
trouble in there. He'll be in trouble in the midfield.
Nah, because he's not on the wing one-on-one defending, which is the
He's
weakest
ready
part
air
of his
first. He's
game.
ready air
Which
first.
is
Yeah.
not, which is the weakest part of his game. Remember, I said we've had this conversation before. Okay, hold on, pause. for England when he was playing in midfield, was he weak defensively?
He wasn't great, was he? Let's be honest with you. He was getting caught in possession.
No, he
I
wasn't.
mean,
No, he wasn't. No,
he
he
wasn't
Yeah,
in
wasn't.
caught possession.
No, it wasn't. No, it
yeah,
wasn't.
What's
No,
the
it
game
wasn't.
again? He's
No, it
getting
wasn't.
caught.
I watched him more than once. He miscontrolled the ball once, yeah, and got run down on. Shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
but when we say
Declan
the
Rice
same,
does it.
when we
Declan
say
Rice does it. Wait,
right,
Declan Rice does it. We all talk
yep,
about how we all talk about how deep Kyle Walker was. Declan Rice does it again. Now we notice it. Remember when I said before, if any other midfield player did that, we'd be on them. In terms of
yes,
his defensive positions, how many times was he caught out of position? Zero. In terms of a midfield defending, that style of defending, that's his best style of defending.
As an overall performance, he wasn't
Right.
that great. That's all there is to it, was it? You know what I mean?
Remember I've said I don't think his overall performance was great, but if I'm in terms of him losing the ball in possession and stuff like that, that weren't happening. Was he playing well defensively? Yes, he was. Was he being the Trent that I know? I've seen him play in midfield and seen him do.
It depends what
No,
his role is
no.
in that team, in
He
that England
was
team anyway.
he was supposed to be
Yeah.
copying a player that's non-existent for England anyway.
But
Kevin Phillips.
let me tell you this though, yeah.
Go
Let
on.
me tell you this now, as simple as this now, yeah. And Southgate for me is clueless, yeah.
Yeah,
But Kobe Manu is what, 19? Kobe Manu
19.
has now made himself a fixture in that team ahead of Trent. That's what you need to know.
Well, put it this
That's
way.
what you, that's what you need to
The
know,
way
really, innit?
he deploys Kobe Manu in that system is nothing like nothing in terms of how he deploys Trent. The way Trent plays for Liverpool, even when he plays in midfield, is nothing like he does for England. So I'm not going to expect him to. I'll give you an example. Kobe Mainoo's position half the time is at least 10, 20 yards higher up the pitch than Trent's was. Trent's role was a specific role, which was to copy Calvin Phillips, which was to be a deep line passing, whatever. Because I can't really call Calvin Phillips.
And he's not Calvin Phillips.
He's not Calvin Phillips, and he's better than Calvin Phillips. Like I said before, the build up shouldn't be going through Rice. It should have been going through Trent. Rice should be moved higher. Rice should have been moved higher up the pitch, and I would play Kobe Mainoo as well further up. I would rotate Kobe Mainoo with whatever player I'm playing in the 8 or a 10. Yeah, that's just how I would set it up.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? You might think I'm crazy for saying this though. Yeah, I reckon the midfield of Trent and Kobe Manu could actually work quite well.
It would work better than Rice
and Trent, yeah.
and Trent.
Because
Just because
yeah.
of the roles. It's because of the roles that Rice is taking on.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and say that Rice is a great DM. I've never seen him like that. But he's doing that role, doing an 8 role and something else. So yeah. So I basically don't think that Gareth Southgate has the midfield players playing the right role. The role that Mainoo's been playing, one thing that I rate highly about Mainoo, and I don't know if it's because he's done it off his own volition or the manager's allowed him to do it, he's played his style. Like he's taken up his own type of role that benefited the squad, the team in general. So he helps connect play further up the pitch. He's not the guy they go to and build up, but further up the pitch, he's like I said, he's very good at making himself available for a pass out of trouble. So then,
there or thereabouts.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna look at it and say, okay, this Trent that we've seen in midfield is Trent in midfield. When I just watched last season, when I've seen Trent 1 invert and 2 play in midfield, and I've seen Trent when he's not there, and then I've seen Trent when he comes in, and how he's dominated the whole match, the whole game, changed the whole game as soon as he's come on, completely changed it. So for me to then turn around and say, okay, I don't think he can't operate in midfield, or then I think Reece James is better than him. I personally have seen Trent be more influential than Salah. I've seen him be more influential than Mane. I've seen him be more influential than every other player you can mention in our starting 11. I've seen that not once, I've seen that more than once. And that's saying a lot to stand out in that group of players. So then when I'm saying, okay, do I think he can go into midfield? Yeah. Is he really good at inverting? Yeah. Is he the best 1v1 defender? 100% no. No, it's not. It's not even close. I think that's the worst aspect of his game. But then for me to say that he doesn't screen well, he doesn't take up. He's not good at cutting out balls. He's not blocking passing lanes. That would be a lie. Even for England, that would be a lie for me to say that. Was he the Trent going forward for England? No, but I don't think he was the tasks he was set from Southgate allowed for that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a hard one with Trent, I think, because I mean, yeah, ability wise, you're thinking, yeah, he
It's
should
because
be.
he's a local lad. He doesn't play like he doesn't play like if Trent was Italian, yeah, or whatever, so wasn't English, there'd be
Mm.
less bias around him.
Yeah.
Would you say though, yeah? Would you say Trent is obviously? Well, I'm guessing your answer's going to be yeah, but so do you think Trent's like a generational player?
Yeah,
You think he is?
yeah. So if I look at players that I think are generational, like
Lamine
he
Yamal?
fits the bill.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I think he could be. He could be definitely. He looks like he's going to be. Put it that way for him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think you could put Musiala in that same kind of bracket. I think you could put quite a few players in that type in that bracket because in the world there's only like one or two players you can compare to them,
Mm.
and the effect that they have on a match is so big that I can only say that okay, that this person stands out and they stand out enough amongst the rest of their age group.
Yeah.
So for me to say that, for me to turn around and say Trent's not generational, that would be like, in my opinion, retarded. Like I'd have to have a mental handicap. Something would be have to be wrong with my IQ level. Yeah, I'd have to have the IQ level like of a toaster. Yeah, to turn around and say that Trent isn't generational from after watching him for so long.
Yeah.
Because people you said that he changed the position. I don't think he changed it more than Ashley Cole changed it. I think he just played it in a different way.
Mm.
So, but then if I was to say that, did have I seen an English player play like that? No, never. At one point, I used to think he'd be similar to Lam, but I don't even think I think he's his own player.
Yeah, Lam's more intelligent than him, you know what I mean? But in terms of, I think what sets Trent apart, as I said, is his striking ability. Like his striking ability for a right back, you're
If
not
you
meant to see things like that. But then, as I said,
look up an assist, yeah, look up an assist of I think it was the World Club Cup. Can't remember who we were playing against, but it was the Firmino goal that won
mm,
us the game. Look at